Today let us discuss forecasting and predicting using Excel. So we will use ordinary least square regression. So we will just use one independent variable and one dependent variable. So let us say that we want to predict intention, provided we know a person's environmentalism value. So if we know that somebody is an environmentalist, we know that they are more likely to recycle. So let us say that we estimate a customer to have an environmentalism score of 6.5. What would be their intention? Would it be 6, 7, 5? So if you look at the survey, we can see that the first customer is a female. So let us, for simplicity's sake, let us call her Jane. So Jane, age 20, has an intention of 7, has an environmentalism score of 6.5. So assume we don't know the intention of Jane. Intention score of Jane, we only know that she's an environmentalist with around 6.5 score. Can we predict her intention? So to do this, we need ordinary least square regression, and we use this formula. More on this later, more on the formula later. So to do regression in Excel, you have to click the data tab and you look at the analysis tools over here. So click this and check the analysis tool pack. Check the analysis tool pack. It's an add-in. It's available in all Excel. We just have to add it and then we click OK. And then you will see this tab called data analysis. So if you click data analysis, regression appears here. So let us do the regression equation and try to predict Jane's intentions. So we click OK. So here the Y range would be the dependent variable, which is intention. So we have to enter the range. Intention is the dependent variable. So we have to select and we have to scroll to the bottom. And the independent variable is environmentalism. So let us scroll to the bottom. So here we are almost done. So we check the confidence level to be 95%, which is how confident we want to be in our results. And we click OK. So it takes us to the output of the regression equation. So first thing we have to see is the significance level. Is it lower than 0.05? So if the answer is yes, then the regression equation is valid. So we see that it is lower than 0.05. So it means that the regression equation is valid. And if we come here, you will see the t statistic is 2.82 and the p value here is 0.006. So the same question applies here. Is this p value lower than 0.05? So to make it clear, let us insert a shape to talk about, to show what we are talking about. So here also the answer is yes. So now we can say that environmentalism is a predictor variable for intention to recycle. And if you look at the R-square statistics, this is the percentage of intentions that is predicted by environmentalism. So it is 0.09, which means 9%. So our predictability, our regression equation, its predictive accuracy is just 9%. I mean, it's not even an average number. It's a very bad number, right? Who wants a model with only 9% predictive ability? I mean, that's bad. But again, like something is better than nothing, right? We have something with 9% predictive ability. So please remember this number. Our model is not going to be accurate. It's only 9%. It only has 9% accuracy. But again, for the sake of understanding the regression and prediction, we continue assuming this is a valid and model. Hopefully, when you do this analysis with a different data set, with different variables, like maybe you're trying to predict an employee's intention to quit given his or her job satisfaction scores, right? So that would be much more accurate. So here, the model would be as good as the data we have, right? So environmentalism may not be the only predictor variable. There are like three, four predictor variables. We will do multiple regression model where we input different variables in the next week's class. But for this week, let us just move ahead with regression with just one variable. So we come back to the formula. So the formula here is y equals a plus bx. Intention equals constant plus coefficient of environment into the value of environmentalism. So for Jane, her environmentalism value is 6.5. We know that. So now what about the constant and coefficient in this equation? So we go to this output and you will see the coefficients. So the intercept is the constant. So it is 3.70. So the constant is 3.70. So here the coefficient for environmentalism is 0.3883. So we'll just use the first two digits, 0.38. So we have to do the formatting cell option and have two decimal places. So now it is 0.38. So intention is constant plus coefficient of environmentalism times environmentalism. So now with this formula, we can easily calculate the intention for Jane. So we already know it is 7, but let us assume we don't know that. So now let us type in the formula in Excel format, which equals constant is square I8 plus J8 times K8, which is environmentalism. So with our regression analysis, we predict Jane's intention to be 6, but the actual value is 7, which is okay, right? Because we know that our regression equation has only 10% predictive accuracy. So don't bet millions of dollars on the predictive ability of this model. So let us look at the second customer. So let us call her Mary, just to find out, right, for analysis. So Mary's environmentalism score is 5.5. So we don't need to change the constant here. We don't need to change the coefficient here. We just modify the environmentalism score, which is 5.5. And what happens to the intention? So here again we have to format the cell so that it takes decimal. So 5.5, and the regression equation predicts that Mary's intention is 6, which is right. So what if? So third customer. So let us call her Nancy. So she has an environmentalism score of 7. So what happens now? The intention is still 6. So but her intention is 7, right? So again, our predictability of a regression model is low, but again we are making some type of predictions which come close, right? So if it is Jane, 6.5, and we come up with an intention of 6. For Mary, 5.5. So it doesn't change much because our model is only 10% efficient. So let us look at a customer with a low environmentalism value. So this is a male, so let us call him Jack. So Jack's environmentalism score is only 3.75. So let us enter 3.75 and see what happens. So Jack's intention is 5, whereas here it's only 3. So again, it's not accurate, but again it shows that general direction in which environmentalism and intention move. Lower environmentalism, lower intention to recycle; higher environmentalism, higher intention to recycle. And we have a model with only 10% predictive ability, but again, this is just to learn the concept, and hopefully with a different data set, with different variables, the predictive ability of our models would be high. So in next class, we will look at multiple regression. Like for example, can we predict intention given the environmentalism value of Jane, ease of use of Jane, and social approval of Jane. So that hopefully that would improve the predictive ability of our model from 9% to maybe 40% or 50%. So would we get better results with multiple regression? So we will discuss that in the next class.